So I am here at Dubai Polo and Equestrian Club by Emaar. This property is technically a part of Arabian Ranches One. I met a client who lives in Polo Homes, this particular cluster. So we met for the new launch, the second phase of the Grand Polo Villas. I discovered that his property, which he bought about 7-8 years back in Polo Homes, have almost tripled in value now. And we discovered few very interesting points while talking, that why Polo Homes has outperformed the remaining Arabian Ranches One villas in terms of pricing. And we discovered few very interesting details, so I thought of documenting this video. So for starters, this particular cluster has about 71 villas, and in last 3.5 months there has been 6 transactions, so that's about 9% of the total supply. Now that's very rare. That really underscores just how scarce and how in demand this particular property is. Now this cluster was launched in 2007 and was handed over between 2009, 10 and 11, depending on the unit and phases. Now, you normally don't see properties which are 15 years old and which are just flying off the shelves, right? Unless there is something truly timeless about them. Now, to understand this, we need to know who are these buyers, who are the people who are living here, and that was my main point of discussion today. So we realized we basically have 2 groups of buyers. On one side, you have the loyalist, people who are buying and their buying motivation is emotional. They love the lifestyle, they love the heritage, and their decision is driven by the very essence of this intimate relationship between a horse and a human. So that's one segment. The second segment is basically the generalist, people who are buying, basically their motivation is pragmatic, right? So we'll take a look at both of these segments. Now, the loyalist, they don't just want a house, they want this lifestyle. Okay, they buy for the lifestyle, heritage, prestige, and of course, as I mentioned, that's the emotional reason behind that. Now, on the journalist, their buying motivation is very, very pragmatic. They want a great property in a great area, and Polo theme basically assures them the strong resale performance and the rental demand. Now, if you fall into the second category, let me highlight the opportunity for you. Okay, we will look at 3 main points. We'll look at the demand and supply side, that's the scarcity. We will look at the pricing, and third, the main question is why a journalist homeowner, right, will choose Grand Polo over any other option. So if we take a step back, we mainly have 3 kind of villa communities. We have the waterfront villa communities where you can have lagoons, lakes or sea. The second is golf courses, and the third is the polo fields. Now, in terms of supply, you see there are a lot of options, and currently, and there will be options in future also for both, for waterfront and for golf course properties. The polo fields, that is something that's very, very rare. I mean, for Emaar, it took almost 15 years to come up with a second property with a polo theme. Okay, after this initial Arabian Ranches One Polo Homes, now the Grand Polo is the only second option, right? So in free markets, value follows scarcity. What's rare becomes valuable or precious, and what is precious becomes more expensive, right? So if you look at the demand and supply from the demand and supply perspective, I don't see any more supply coming in the foreseeable future. Yeah, so there is no more alternate supply. Apart from that, in Grand Polo, what you get is the largest equestrian residential complex in the entire Asia and the 3rd largest in the entire world. So Grand Polo is basically a modern, upgraded version of Polo Homes. If you look at the entire master plan, you have about 35 to 40, less than 35 to 40% construction footprint in the entire Grand Polo community, which is about 5.5 square kilometers, which gives you almost 60% of non-construction areas, which is only possible in polo communities, because when you add this equestrian element, you need to have this sort of open space, right? Apart from that, one of the major attraction for a lot of homeowners who are buying in polo is you get same specifications that Emaar is giving in Oasis. So you get same finishings, same level of specifications there. Now, the second part is the pricing. The non-upgraded polo homes are currently being sold or resold for about around 3,500 dirhams. The upgraded ones are being resold at a price range of around 4,400 dirhams to 4,800 dirhams per square feet. And as I said, the polo homes, this particular cluster, it has outperformed the other clusters of Arabian Ranches one. Even if you look at non-polo options today, the independent villas, we are looking at, let's say, a size between 3,800 to 4,000 square feet. The Emaar options are currently at around 2,400, 2,500 dirhams per square feet. So you can get options in Dubai Hills 1. You have Sidra villas, 3 bedrooms, but they're very, very small. That's 3,100 square feet, 3,200 square feet. So you are compromising on the size there. You have some options in Arabian Ranches 2 and Arabian Ranches 3. In non-Emaar options, you have Damac Hills 1, where you have the V5 villas or VD1 villas. But again, you are looking at about 2,400, 2,500 dirhams per square feet. And now, if you buy something like that, and if you want to upgrade it, depending on what sort of specifications you use, you are looking at anything between 600 dirhams to 1,500 dirhams per square feet for the upgradation. So if you are buying something which is old, 10, 15 years old, and you want to bring that property to Emaar levels, you are spending at least around 800, 900 dirhams per square feet to 1,200 dirhams per square feet. But overall, your range for upgradation is anywhere between 600 to 1,500 dirhams per square feet. So that's your additional cost. Excuse me. And if you want to extend your old villas, Emaar and Akhil, they allow it in certain cases, but that would cost you anywhere between 1,000 dirham to 1,200 dirhams per square feet. So now my point here is, if you want to buy something old at 2,500 dirhams per square feet today, to upgrade that to a new modern Emaar level villa, you are going to spend anywhere between 600 to 1,500 dirhams per square feet for the specifications, and about 1,000 dirham to 1,200 dirhams per square feet for the extension of it. Now, the Grand Polo's second phase, the independent villas, are available at 1,700 dirhams per square feet. That's a steal. Emaar is selling the second phase of Grand Polo at 1,700 dirhams per square feet, which is massive value for the price that you are paying. As I said, if you want to buy something old and if you want to upgrade it, you will probably end up paying 1,500-1,600 dirhams per square feet to upgrade that old villa. New villa by Emaar is available at 1,700 dirhams per square feet. On top of that, the entire Grand Polo community is basically an upgraded version, and whatever Emaar has learned in last 20-25 years building these master plans is of course being implemented there. So I have another I will upload another launch video which basically talks about the specifications of Grand Polo in more details. But currently I just wanted to make this video to highlight these 3 things. The first that we discussed about the supply, the second was pricing, and now the third and the most important point is, if you're an investor, you would want to know who will be your buyer if he's not a loyalist. Now, who is the generalist homeowner who will choose Grand Polo over other properties 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from today? Now, the way I see it, your buyer will be someone with a budget of 10 to 12 million dirhams 4-5 years from now. The same buyer today has a budget of about 7 or 8 million dirhams in Dubai. They want an independent 4,000 square feet villa, preferably in an Emaar community or something similar to it. Now, currently, as I mentioned, the options that are available. So if you are going for an Emaar, let's say for Dubai Hills, they have to compromise on the size. They have to go for smaller 3,100, 200 square feet sizes. So they are compromising on size. Plus they are now old, of course, 6, 7, 8 years old. They can go for Arabian Ranches 2 or Arabian Ranches 3. But now to upgrade that property, if you're going for Arabian Ranches 2, you have to spend another 1,000 dirhams per square feet on it. And you are already entering at 2,500 dirhams per square feet. So that becomes again very expensive. So the same buyer, as I mentioned, who is looking for the 7 to 8 million dirhams property today, they will have a budget of 10 to 12 million dirhams in a 4 years time frame. And Polo will be a perfect fit for them. So it will be a community with only 35 to 40% construction footprint, massive open areas which are not possible for any other community to replicate, except from Oasis. I don't see there are any other communities which will have these sort of open areas. So yeah, that's your buyer. And on top of that, Emaar is providing same level of specifications and finishes that you will have in Oasis in Polo also. Now, for this buyer base, there will hardly be any other option. You are getting almost same level of density, specification, finishes as you get in Oasis, which is the flagship project of Emaar, which will be a no-brainer for a lot of them. On top of that, you get the signature Emaar community, very prestigious Polo lifestyle. So if you are curious about the Grand Polo and you want to know more, or if you want to look at the inventory, feel free to DM me, or you can directly call me or WhatsApp me. Thank you.